Hey guys, this is Lee. We are playing Hades 2 in early access. This is now the Warsong patch from February 2025, and we are fighting Prometheus, the guardian on the third region, Mount Olympus, of the surface route. I know a lot of people have problems with this guy. Like, he moves super fast, he hits hard, he's got a lot of flashy moves, and he seems really relentless. But he actually does have some patterns and leaves himself open to damage more often than you would think. So once you know that, he's a little easier to dismantle. I'm going to show you how to do it. I will say, like, the best tip I have is to just get like a crazy powerful build. And yeah, like, there is no way I would ever lose this fight with this build. Like, I have 400 health. I'm melting his life bar. Like, I will kill him before he kills me, even if I don't even attempt to dodge. And that's honestly the best way to get through this game, is get incredibly powerful and just stomp through things. And that's, like, any aspect has builds available to you that can get that powerful or roughly that powerful. But the build sometimes doesn't always come together, or you might have some bad luck and get hit by the murder bots on Olympus and come into this kind of weak. So still, like, knowing how to not get hit and when to counterattack is pretty helpful. So yeah, this is a 32 fear run I did the other day. It's aspect of Artemis blades. So a melee weapon, I've seen a lot of people online say that, like, a melee weapon can't handle this guy, and that is not true at all. I would actually say it might even be easier, because you're going to see how to dodge this guy. You kind of have to stay close. And part of the 32 fear I have is the Vow of Frenzy turned up to the max, so he's moving 40% faster. So, like, this works on lower fear, slower speeds. The patterns are still the same. So yeah, we'll get into the fight. First thing he does is he throws the bird. And when the bird's out, I just race to the edges of the arena and dash around, because you don't want to deal with that. And then he has two classes of moves. There's these Street Fighter moves where he does a punch or a kick, and then fire summoning moves. The fire summoning moves, you want to try your best to get to the edges or aim it at the edges so that he doesn't choke off the entire arena. But then the Street Fighter moves, he will come at you, and he will, when he commits to the animation, you kind of got to dash a little later than you might think. But he commits, and then you can dash straight through him, and every single one of them will miss. That ground pound in particular, technically you would want to dash back or to the side to be safer, but if you dash and sprint, it's fine. And until you have the patterns down, like, really well, you're going to want to just dash straight through them for all the moves, and they'll miss. And the trick is he just sits there after doing a flashy move. And he's going to summon fire again. Yeah, see, I'm just aiming it to the edge to not cut off too much. Yeah, ground pound. You dash straight through him, and he sits still for a bit. Like, you can get off a blade combo, you can get some Omega moves up. It's a little more dangerous when he's frozen, because that sort of slows him down, but anyway. Yeah, he does a flashy Street Fighter move, and then sit still is the first phase. So second phase, well, here, the memory game, we'll talk about that. If you don't know how to handle the memory game, the best thing I know how to do it is to assign numbers to, like, the three zones. So, like, the top left is 1, the middle is 2, the bottom right is 3, and just a safe zone, one that doesn't flash. Like, just pick one of the numbers and say it out loud. Don't be too proud. Like, saying it out loud will help you remember, and you can remember 3 numbers. So that was 1, 3, 2. So we're gonna go 1, 3, 2. You have enough time to cross between 1 and 3 if you go straight diagonally. It's tight with Vow of Frenzy, but you can do it. If you're really having trouble, advanced tip I would say is that these fire waves all this stuff is flashy, but like all the stuff in the back actually doesn't hit you. Like the only damaging zone is the very front leading edge. So like you can dash straight into the fire wave and avoid all damage. So that's an option if like you forget the numbers or you get caught out somewhere. I won't be doing that here, but that is something you can practice on your own time. So we get into phase 2. He will come down and he will summon fire. He usually moves around. Yep. In the last patch, he would just sit still. But now he has a new pattern. He does 2 little moves and then a flashy move. Then he sits still. Oh, he's summoning ads. If he summons ads, jeez, they do not engage with the ads. They will shoot you and then leave. So don't even deal with them. But he does little move, and then a flashy move, and he still summons fire. But then he does the little ones, and then he sits still. And that's a good opportunity to beat him some. Little moves, you can still dash through him. Dashing backwards works too. I would just still dash through him. You have a little bit less of a window after the flashy move. Like it's a little harder to get off like a full blade combo, for example. Like you'll get the hang of it. So yeah, that's phase 2. He does 2 small moves and then a big flashy move and sits still. And then in between, now we have the 5 memory games. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2. I'm just gonna eat that to get on riposte. So phase 3, he will come down, summon fire, just like phase 2. He'll summon the bird when he summons fire. And the bird's about to hit me, of course, because the bird's annoying. And then he actually has the exact same pattern. He's about to summon ads. Does a little move, big move. Yeah, the ads, now they just shoot at you and leave, so don't engage with them. I did a video about this in the Olympus patch. One thing I did not mention in that video is like how you can do damage during this phase. Like you can throw daggers at him. Like you can get in attacks like after you dodge any of the moves, like quick attacks. But you really need to wait for the combo to end, and for him to do a flashy move and sit still for a second to get like significant damage off. But like you have options like the torches, you can just hold attack and keep backing away and keep hitting him. Axes, you can get a swing in between the moves. Like you got options. Like you don't have to wait for the entire combo if you're like tight on time, but that's you can hit him during that. It just if you know what moves are coming, it's a lot easier. Just for posterity, I will show you this build in particular if you want to recreate it. Like this is Artemis Blades. Yeah, Artemis Blades with the Wicked Onslaught Hammer for extra power, a big percentage boost, and I'm using Ares and his wound status, and also I lucked into Lethal Snare from Artemis, so I can do even more crits. But that's the bulk of my damage. It's not a lot of boons. You could recreate this build very easily, and I stomped through the surface with it. But yeah, that's the gist of it. The first phase, he does a big move, and then you can hit him. The second phase, he does 2 little ones and a big one, and then sit still. And then the third phase is exactly the same, except now the bird's also in the mix. So yeah, it does. You can manage him now. Best of luck. If you want to see any other bosses or need some suggestions on builds, you can ask in the comments, and I will do my best. But happy hunting, guys.